But we also do the opposite end of the spectrum, which is the negative expectations. And honestly, guys, this is more insidious. It's more negative. Okay, obviously, right? Because if you're like the positive expectations, negative expectations, right? But I think they're both bad. I just think that the negative expectations are worse, and I'm going to explain why. So basically, if you have a negative expectation in the future, you're thinking there's going to be a bad outcome. Okay, so you're not hopeful for something great to happen. You're automatically assuming, there's an assumption that something negative is going to happen. Okay, and this is why a lot of people are stunted today, why a lot of people are depressed, and why a lot of people especially are anxious. This is where the root of the anxiety is coming from, guys, because you're expecting a negative outcome in the future, and it is stunting you, it is stunting your power, it is taking you out of your power. You have this tremendous ability to do whatever the fuck you want to do if you're courageous and adventurous enough and spontaneous enough in the moment. But because you're thinking something bad is going to happen in the future, you're like, nah, I don't even think I'm going to attempt it. You prevent yourself from living, basically, guys. You're disconnecting yourself from the source in that moment. And it is awful. Do you know how many people are living this way today? And it's normal. We've normalized it. We're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bar, and okay. Let me start over. So, your friend invites you to go out to the bar, okay? And you've gone to the bar a bunch of times before with your friend. You kind of have this idea of how it's going to play out. And the last couple times you went to the bar, you're like, you know what? It didn't work out for me. It wasn't a fun experience. Maybe it was how you were experiencing it, like what your state of being was when you went. Maybe it wasn't even the environment that was so bad. It was just that you felt like shit when you were there. Okay? And then you play it out in your head. You do like a preview. Really quickly it happens, guys, with a couple thoughts. Really quickly. This fleeting thing comes in. And it's telling you, if you go to this bar, you're gonna have a shitty time again, man. It's a learned experience. So you're taking out any of the potentialities that may exist by going to that bar. Your friend invites you to go out, and I'm not saying go to the bar, guys. If you know that it's not the scene for you, fine, don't go. But what I'm saying is, don't build up this anxiety. Oh, should I go? Should I not go? I usually like going to the bar, but today I don't really feel like going to the bar because, X, Y, and Z is going to happen. So-and-so is going to be there. They're going to ruin my night. Such and such might or might not happen. You see what I'm saying? You're already projecting yourself thinking this bad thing is going to happen, and you're preventing your life from unfolding before you. You're not taking a decision. You're not making a decision out of your power. You're making it out of your fear. You're afraid of that outcome. Oh, I'm gonna feel like crap. Oh, it's gonna suck, Or like you have a presentation to do the next day, and you're like, oh man, like I get stage fright, I'm afraid, and it's just gonna all come out wrong, and you're already psyching yourself out, expecting and assuming it to come a certain way, which is gonna be negative, and it fucks you up even more than if you just would have owned it and like let go of the expectations, and however it plays out, it plays out. Maybe it does turn out to be shitty. Oh, great, confirmation for your shitty expectation. But maybe it ends up being better. You're preventing yourself from the better. You're preventing yourself from life. And it's sad. It's a sad way to live. And we do it automatically now, guys, because we're so living through the mind all the time. So when you reach this place where you are coming from your truth, where you're coming from your stillness, your peace, and it is just exuding this vibrant energy all the time, then you're not afraid to take on whatever may come in the next moment. You're not always assuming this is going to play out. You're so centered all the time. All you know is right now. All you know is right now, man. And you're not thinking about what's happening in the future constantly. It's not paralyzing you. This indecision that you're having, that you're paralyzed with fear, because you're afraid of a negative outcome. You're projecting a negative expectation into the future. Okay? And it's like you think about it. You're going to go on a date with somebody, And you know how, like, I'm not talking about like the positive expectation where like maybe you have some butterflies and you're hoping for the best and you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And it's like this like baited anxiousness that's kind of like excitement, you know, oh, I can't wait to see what happens. That's a nice thing. You know, even that's a little flawed, but it's nicer than, oh my God, if I go on this date, what am I gonna say? How am I gonna be? What's he gonna look like? What's he gonna say? What's she gonna say? What are they gonna do? Oh no, what if it doesn't turn out the way I hope it does? You build these expectations up and then they come crashing down around you. It limits you. Don't you see that? How fucked up that is to live that way. And we have normalized the fuck out of it, man. We normalize the positive expectations, we also normalize the negative ones. And it's like kind of turned into a meme almost, you know, like I'm an introvert, I'm an incel, I don't really get along with people, I'm antisocial, I don't participate in life because this, and this may happen, I'm protecting my energy, whatever nonsense excuses you guys are like coming up with. Okay, it's all bullshit. Live your life. Live your life. Please. Do not cut yourself off from the stream, from the source of what is unfolding before you, because you're afraid of what may or may not happen. Or you're saying it's gonna be this way, and it ends up being a completely different way. You can't account for what may or may not happen, guys. Yeah, a lot of the times it's gonna play out shitty, you know? Like, and maybe even your intuition knows that, like, if I do this, listen to the intuition, but do not listen to the mind, the thought. Don't listen to that. Listen to how you feel. There's a great power in that. It's empowering to get in touch with your intuition, guys. And for men, especially, because women are naturally more intuitive, okay? But for men, we've kind of bastardized this idea of being intuitive. Because, like, you're too weak if you're intuitive, guys. You're too weak if you're empathetic. You're too weak if you feel, if you cry. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the strength lies. I'm not saying, like, you know, be a bitch, right? Or somebody would label you a bitch and you're like crying all the time and you're depressed and you're weak, and, you know, and you're feeling sorry for yourself. You're a victim, all this stuff. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's okay to cry if you feel like crying, but don't get lost in the crying. But anyway, that's besides the point. Maybe your bad expectations lead you to crying, right? Because it can happen that way. You're like, oh man, I was having these terrible expectations, and then I went and I confirmed those fucking expectations. I knew better, you know. I'm listening to this Darius guy. It's like, Darius, I knew it was going to be shit, and I went and it was shit. Motherfucker, you told me to go and try it out, and I was right. Okay, maybe in that one instance. But what if, you, like let's say, I'm going to use this as an example because like a lot of people are thinking this way in life, that they need to meet a partner, that they complete themselves in a partner. Okay, let's say you've gone out a few times lately. You know, you went to the library, you went to the grocery store, you went to the bar, you went wherever, you went to the park, and it just wasn't adding up for you. You weren't feeling it. And usually you love it. You love being out and about. But just lately it sucks for you. A couple times that happens, and then now the third time that the thought comes up to go to like the park or the bar or wherever, you're thinking like, oh man, the last couple times I went, it was shitty. I usually really like going, you know, it's nice. I don't mind it at worst. And because you're thinking it's going to be a negative thing, you're like, I'm not even going to go. And who knows what God had in store for you there, man. What if you, by chance, some off chance, your partner, your chosen partner even, like soulmate, twin flame, whatever labels they have for it today, it's all nonsense anyway, really. Your twin flame is like, your soulmate is who is in your life at any given time. Doesn't even have to be sexual or intimate. Everyone that I share space with is my soulmate when you get to this place. But anyway, you may be preventing yourself from like finding that thing that you want most, that you desire most, even though it may be misguided, because ultimately that person's not going to complete you. But maybe you need to experience that to learn that, okay? And God's like, hey, I have this Billy this Jim, this Susie, this like, you know, Karen, whoever, whatever their name is, they're waiting for you. But because you're expecting it to suck when you go, I can't bring them to you. And this is just one example, guys. It can be anything. It really can be anything that limits you from preventing, or that limits you into preventing yourself from like enjoying the future now that is going to always unfold perfectly for you. Even if you think it sucks, that's just your mental noise labeling it as sucking. Now, if you feel that way, if it's really fucking with you, then leave. You have control over that. Don't, maybe try, you know, like say, hey, I'll show up, make a deal with yourself, you know, I'll show up, and if it sucks for like an hour, then after that I'll leave. And that's cool. At least you made some kind of compromise. At least you got out of the house where life happens. So many people are stuck inside thinking that stuff is going to magically come, and it can now with internet and stuff like that, and you can watch videos and TV, you can get inspired to do stuff, you can, like, it can all happen there. But the majority of life happens outside, guys, and we're neutering ourselves by staying in all the time and not participating on the outside, in the outside world, because we're expecting negative shit to happen all the time. All the time. You never know what awesome thing may come your way. You really don't. And so everyone is like, oscillating between these positive and negative expectations, just like up and down constantly. Oh, I think something good's gonna happen. It doesn't happen. Oh, disappointment. Oh, and see, that's the thing with the negative one, where you're like, oh, this is gonna be a shitty outcome. If you go, not the opposite of disappointment happens, guys. You're surprised, pleasantly surprised. You're like, oh shit, I thought it was gonna be shitty, but it ended up being amazing. Like literally the best night of your life. You were potentially preventing yourself from the best night of your fucking life because you were assuming it was gonna be negative. You know, like really going for it, man. Like you wanna get this promotion, but you're afraid of the stuff that it may entail, the responsibilities that come with it. You're neutering your own power. You're like, oh man, like I really desperately, you know, inside want this promotion. I think I'd be perfect for it. But then you start like spiraling into this negative talk that's like you're convinced of the lie of the devil, the demon entity in you. It's not real, but it's just like, you know, what religion calls it, the illusion. It's in you, it has a hold of you, and it's projecting negative shit, lies, and you're feeding it. Your energy is pushing it. It's co-creating it with the external, and it's reflecting. It's reflecting. It's insanity how we live. That you stunt yourself with negative thought. And this happens also with like who you think you can be, what you think you can achieve. You know, like you feel sorry for yourself all the time. You're a victim all the time. You're depressed all the time because you don't think life can turn out a certain way for you. And you're expecting it, whether it's positive or negative. You're honestly giving your power away to these expectations, man. And that's like the core truth of spirituality, is bringing it back inside, reining it back in, and creating from within, so that now it doesn't matter what the external world really looks like at any given moment, because it's always passing. It's always fleeting. Even though it may feel like it's not changing, it is. It's always changing. There's nobility and honor in enduring a negative thing that you're going through, that your mind is perceiving. The perseverance, the endurance. We have to go through these things to learn, man. It's okay. You can't always be cloud nine. It's the paradox, you know, because like when you tap into the peace and you tap into the bliss of yourself, you're always kind of on cloud nine. But if external stuff comes around and it makes you feel crappy, I mean, stuff can make me feel crappy, guys, of course. I'm human. I feel. But I don't lose myself in it, man. Before in the past, it would have dominated the fuck out of me. I would have wallowed in self-pity. I would have been endlessly depressed over it, a negative outcome. And if it was like really serious and I was like, oh man, I was really, really hoping for that to happen and it didn't play out that way, oh man, that fucking paralyzed me. Or I was always like something simple like an appointment in the afternoon would ruin my whole morning because I was always thinking and projecting into the future about that appointment and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. I'm not going to like going to this appointment, whatever the appointment was. And instead of just like living my day, going about my day like normal, and then going to the appointment in the afternoon and just seeing whatever plays out, I was automatically assuming all day, and it was creating this internal fucking turmoil. I was giving my power away for hours of my fucking day, my morning and afternoon, until I went in like the late afternoon or evening to my appointment. Do you see how insane that is? That there are chunks of your fucking life that are missing, that are giving itself to fear, paralysis. That's what they mean by seize the day. Know thyself. Seize the day. Courageously, adventurously. No fucking fear, man. No fucks given about what may or may not happen. No fucks given about what other people think about you. Living in your true authenticity, outside of expectation, even for yourself. Holy shit, it's empowering, man. It's inspiring. You know how long I was looking for inspiration in my life? I'm like asking the external world, I'm asking God to create this like curated perfection of inspiration for me so it could wake me up out of this depression that I was living. I was so weak. I was so like just mired in nonsense and negativity. Hoping. Oh, maybe it's going to work out for me. Maybe tomorrow is going to be a brighter day. No, motherfucker. Right now. Grow some fucking balls, man. You know? And it's like, I wish, I also don't wish, right? Because like my past made me who I am today and it's fine. But it's almost like I wish I had these videos that I've put up, my future self that realized all of this stuff to like comfort me through that negative stuff I was going through. Always expecting negative shit to happen. Always, guys. That's what depression is. You have given your power away to the negative expectations and assumptions of life. You are so lost in your fucking mind. Step back from it, please. It's the only way to truly live. You're living, but you're not really living. You're like a zombie. You know, and like you'll get some inspiration here and there. You'll like laugh a little here and there. You'll have a good time occasionally, but most of the time you feel like shit because you don't think that you're worthy, that you're like this like sovereign fucking being that incarnated. Do you know how many souls and beings beyond are desperately hoping for the chance to incarnate on Earth? That like it's the most amazing experience to exist physically. The things that you learn here, the things that you experience here. You can't experience that stuff in the great beyond, man. You can't. It's just like the conflict is needed for the growth. And then you're meant to like persevere and ascend through the conflict to like realize that union that you know when you're not incarnated, to realize that union while you're here and you're outside of expectations that are like torturing you and limiting you and stunting you and neutering you, all the different words that you want to use for it. It is basically at its primal essence taking your fucking power away from you. The creative fucking force that you are, you're giving it away constantly. I'm not going to try. You know, after a while when you're like enlightened, when you're at peace, I like that better. that usage of words, at peace. It's so much simpler than like enlightened. Like you're so, when you're there in that peace, man, nothing fucks with you, man. Even the potential negative outcome, even like, you know, I have expectations too, guys. I'm not perfect, but I see them. That's the difference. I'm not losing myself in them. I notice them. I'm like, it's a lie. Get the fuck out of my head. I just don't even, I just like, it just flows. It's like, it comes in. I'm like, oh, that's funny. That's interesting. That's whatever. And then it goes. That's what thought is. It's like suggestions, you know? Like if I suggest something to you, you can take it or leave it, right? You have your own autonomy, right? Everybody has their own autonomy. But ultimately, there's no arguing with truth. It's like it resonates. It's like it's always true. The stuff that I say, it makes sense, man. There's really no arguing with it. The same thing that Eckhart says in his book, like The Power of Now and the New Earth. It's like there's no arguing with truth. You recognize it, it resonates with you, and you're like, bro, good shit, man. Thank you. That's the truth. You know, like Pontius Pilate has Jesus, and he's like, you know, thinking about crucifying him. And I think it's in the Gospel of John, the part where he's like, you know, what is truth? Truth is what resonates, man. Truth is what like you align with, what makes sense at your fucking core. It's beyond the mind. It is a knowing. But anyway, expectations and truth, they're in conflict. They're like a dual opposite, whether you know it or not. There's only what plays out. The isness, the like the like platform of this earth that is like unfolding before you in the moment. That's all there is, guys. Everything else is mental constructs that you're projecting. You're looking in the past and you're like, oh, woe is me. I feel so sorry for myself. I'm ashamed. I'm guilty over whatever. And in the future, it's anxiety. I can't do this. I can't possibly be this. If I go and do this, this is going to happen. You're just making assumptions constantly. That's why in the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, he's like, don't assume. Your assumptions neuter you. Your assumptions are expectations. They're the same thing. They're synonymous. Positive and negative, it's basically the same thing. It's a different energy. They're colored by a different energy, but they're two sides of the same coin, projecting into the future. It can be useful, guys, to look into the future, but don't get lost there. It's not where you're going to find yourself, obviously, right? How many times did I stunt myself, prevented myself from experiencing a magnificent, amazing life because I was always thinking that it was going to turn out shitty? You should have seen me. I was a fucking mess, man. I was a mess. Oh my God, just like oscillating between anxiety and depression and like both at the same time, if that can even be a thing. You know, they're just different shades of fear. Like two different lives I was living. I'm living, right? Right now, I stepped into my power. I stepped into my understanding. Stuff doesn't fuck with me like it used to. But back then, man, oh my God, guys. It's no way to live. And like depression is becoming such a, like there's a tipping point with it, with the anxiety and depression and the other mental illnesses. It's manifestations of basically the same thing. Just different colors on the spectrum of what a mental illness is like. But at its root, it spawns out of the same thing, this fear, this projection, this detachment from what's happening right now. You're like in the past, you're in the future. You're not happy with what's happening now. You're like, oh, if I go do this thing, it's gonna suck. How do you know that? Well, I've done it before. Oh, so every single time you go and do this thing, it always sucks? Every single time? Then don't do it. Fine. I agree. You know, like, fine. But some things don't always suck. And by the way, even like, let's say 10 out of 10 times you went and did something and it sucked. 5 out of 10 times you just thought it sucked, and it might not have sucked as much as you thought it sucked. It was just your state of being that was projecting whatever negativity onto that and made it more sucky. Do you see that? Like, I don't want to like go outside because there's homeless on the street and they might interact with me. Oh no, they're going to kill me. I'm going to die. You know, like you're a prisoner to your own thoughts and your own reality that you're creating for yourself out of these negative expectations, because something may or may not happen. I can't go to this bad part of town. Fine, guys, like, yeah, okay, common sense. Don't go to the bad part of town, guys. Something bad might happen. But if you're there, don't lose yourself in this like paralysis of fear. You're walking around always fucking afraid. People sense that shit, man. Life senses that stuff. It picks up on your fear and it amplifies that. You're creating that negative outcome too. It mirrors how you feel. It mirrors your thoughts. It mirrors your being. And so if you're always projecting negative shit, yeah, your negative stuff is gonna happen. It's gonna constantly confirm the negative. You're like, life sucks. And you keep thinking life sucks. And you've got it to the point where you've internalized it and you're like, I suck. Oh my God, that's the worst. You've crossed this threshold. Life sucks. The external sucks. Fine. Okay. Blame the external. You're the victim. But now you've internalized your victimhood, and now it's I suck. Oh my God. Put yourself in your own prison, man. Put yourself in your own fucking cave. That's what you've done. I suck. And everything that happens, I expect it to suck because I suck. I can't possibly make anything happen. I'm not charismatic. I'm not cool. Am I cool? Do you think I'm cool? Like seeking the validation all the time? We're doing this on social media all the time. Am I cool? Am I hot? Am I this or that? Like, who gives a fuck? Be yourself. I don't expect anybody to think any certain way about me, man. Even my family. That's like where you reach your like highest liberation almost, guys, is where you stop caring even about what your family thinks of you. You still have love and respect for them, but you can see through their own mental illusions as well, because you see through your own. And so whatever they expect for you, whatever piece of shit they think you are, you don't have to buy into that. You are greater than that, man. You are fucking awesomeness. You are greatness. You are purity embodied. It is your natural state of being. And every time you give yourself to negative expectations, you are fucking detached. The true disillusionment. Sad way to live. And you will live, Jesus said, and you will live. Get to that place, man. Stop expecting shit. Stop it. Stop. Stop the madness, you know? Stop it. Most people you talk to, they're going to tell you it's normal to have expectations, to have positive and negative expectations, because they do it themselves, right? Most people think it's okay to be depressed. It's okay, guys. Go to therapy, you know, go to get your pills. It's okay. Like there's no ownership. There's no like potential or possibility of you healing yourself from it and working through it and learning from it. No, you're going to be depressed and anxious for the rest of your fucking life. It's just like you're doomed, man. You're damned for the rest of your fucking life, for all eternity even. And that's not how it works. Everyone has their own trials. It can be a physical illness, it can be a mental illness, it can be anything. You are meant to persevere through it and grow and learn from it and heal yourself. There is nothing that cannot be healed. That is how powerful we are. And the illness is manifest because you're constantly negative. Your body soaks up that negative shit and it physically manifests the etheric, astral representation of what your negativity is in the physical. I got sick of projecting into the future all the time, man. I got sick of expecting. I got sick of it. It's one thing to have a vision, a feeling of what your life is going to be like. And it's another thing to completely lose yourself in that vision, to become so attached to it that it can only play out that way for you, or else it's a failure. Like, I have a vision for what my life may or may not look like, but I'm not beholden to it. And that vision changes as I change. Like, my truest core essence, my beingness doesn't really change. It's untouchable. It's beyond change. But the layers that are built on top, those change. You're always growing, man. You're always expanding. Even someone that's so quote unquote enlightened, or, like the most chosen of the chosen, star seed, whatever the fuck bullshit labels you want to put on it, okay? They're growing too, man. It isn't like you become enlightened and all of a sudden you've stopped growing and I've mastered it, guys. I'm the master. It doesn't work that way. Maybe relative to other people that are on a slightly lower level of consciousness at the time in this life, fine, But like, there's levels to this shit, man. You're always growing and expanding. Always. And so if now that I have stepped into my beingness, if now that the fear has largely left me, mostly, almost entirely, especially when I'm very rooted in the present moment, there's no fear, man. There's nothing to fear in the present moment. Even if like the most negative and nasty thing is here in front of me, I'm not afraid of it. I deal with it. And you know what? Like your thoughts about what something might be can be fucking scarier than the reality, guys. We conjure up these like insane, terrifying visions and images of what something might look like some torturous fucking thing, some extremely painful fucking thing. And it ends up not being that way. You're fantasizing the most extreme fucking fearful energy, this negative, nasty shit, into this vision, and it paralyzes, terrifies you, man. Like when you're having a panic attack and you just like, you start like locking down, you can't like, oh my God, it's no way to live. To be so anxious all the time that you're so projecting this negative shit constantly, and you're just, it shuts you down literally. It is the exact opposite of the expansion that is your beingness, right? Think about that. When you're in love, when you're in the state of love, peace, bliss, you're so expanded. And it mirrors itself in your physical body. It opens stuff up, man. It heals stuff. And then when you're in the fear state, the most extreme fear state, it paralyzes you. You contract, man. It's cold. Do you see? Heat, like scientifically, expands. It's faster. And then cold contracts. It's just the opposites, man. So the fear is the cold. But cold doesn't have to bring on fear. Oh, it's cold outside, I'm fearful. No, it's just shades of gray, the cold. But what I'm saying is, if you've ever seen someone have a panic attack, or if you've ever experienced one yourself, the level of shutting down that happens, it's fucking terrifying. You literally lose control of yourself. You can't think straight. Your heart's beating out of your chest. You think you're having a fucking heart attack, man. It's terrifying. And it's all because of the illusion of fear that you're projecting. Have courage to face the current moment, man. In any moment, have courage. Take strength in knowing that you are fucking awesome and perfect and provided for and protected. It's the only way to live. Truly live. Truly live, guys. It's the only way to live. There's a whole assortment of different types of lives that people are living. Your full bliss, man. Your most like your best version of yourself, as they call it, can only exist outside of the fear of projecting these negative expectations. Outside of even the positive expectations that you're setting yourself up for, and then there's disappointment too. So it's like there's disappointment when I have the positive expectation, and then there's the pleasant surprise of when I have the negative expectation. So when you're doing the negative stuff all the time, you're projecting into the negative, you're like, oh, this is gonna suck. And then every time you go do it, you're like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Or, oh my God, that was fucking amazing. What was I thinking? What was I thinking telling myself that I shouldn't go to this event? Because I was afraid of this, or this might have happened. It's fucking insane. Take life head on, man.